Hi guys, this is Bhaskar Berry here. In the scenario 5, we have seen how to filter the records using the filter transformations. Now we are going to look into the uh, filter and versus rotor transformation. What is the difference between them? And we are going to filter into two different target tables based on the condition. So let's start with the demo. So let import the source from the database. Okay. Similarly, the target. I have created two tables: target salary 1, salary 2. Before that, let me show you the table. This is a source table. We have a department column here. They have two departments, one is HR and one is department 1, developer. So HR will be stored in the target table salary 1, and developer team department will be stored in salary 2. How we can achieve that? We can do this using the filter transformation only. So let's create a map for this. Let's create it as a department mapping. Drag the source. Okay. So once you drag the mapping, we can add the filter here. Create filter transformation. I'll all the conditions, but here to this ports, the filter conditions what I'm giving is, let the department which are equal to HR department flow into this. Similarly, for the other conditions, I'm going to create one more transformation. Same columns I'm going to drag and drop into the next filter. Here the filter conditions, what I'm giving is the department is equal to development. So these tables we can be loaded into the T salary 1 table. Okay, similarly to the target salary 2 for the development department. Okay, so validate the mapping. So there were no errors in this, so I'm going to save it in the repository. So once it is saved, let me create a session for this to run this mapping. Okay. the department. Okay, here you can see the change the source connection. Similarly, the target connections. Here we have two target tables, salary 1 and salary 2. Filter condition is already written here as a development dev. So apply it and save. Connect this. Okay, validate this workflow. Valid, save it. And before running this, make sure that to check there are no records in this. And in the salary table there is 8 records for our HR and for our development team. So I'm going to run this. So once I'm just going to monitor in the workflow monitor. So it succeeded. We can check in the tables. Here you can see that from source table the HR department has been stored in the T salary 1 table, and development department has been saved into the T salary 2. But if you have more and more conditions, we can't use the filter as designed in such a way here. So this makes congested lot of duplications here. So to overcome this, we have other transformation called rotor transformations, which can combine this filter condition 1 and 2 in one single task. So let me show you that. So I just deleted the records from the T salary 1 and T salary 2 table. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete these two filters. I'm going to add rotor transformation. Create. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drop it here. These records are input. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to groups, create a new group, name the group name as HR department, HR values, the condition as instead of giving the two separate two filter transformation, we can achieve using one rotor transformation. So we have given one condition, one rotor filter here, so we can add one more group for the development team. Okay, we have default. Usually the main difference is that in the to filter the source data based on the multiple condition, instead of multiple filters, we can use a single rotor with multiple groups as shown this. And one more main thing is the main difference between the using the filter transformation and rotor transformation is that in filter transformations it removes the rows which has not met the conditions, but whereas in the rotor transformations it keeps the records if they are not matched these conditions, both department HR and department dev. If the records are not matching in either of the conditions, then the records will be restored in the default one group. Okay, apply, click OK. So here you can see that this is HR department, this is a development department. So if these both are not matching, then it will be stored in the default one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to again map these things. Name 1, salary 1 to salary, date of birth to date of birth 1, department to department. This is for the HR department, and these are for the development department team. Okay. Validate this mapping. So it's valid, save it. So go to the workflow manager. Here we have not changed anything, so I don't think there will be any changes. Okay, save it and run this again in the mode. Restart the task. So it ran successfully. Let me check that again in the tables. You can see the HR and department separately. If you want to see the source, so HR has been stored in the HR this, and development department is stored separately in the other table. So this is how we can achieve the to load the data into two different tables. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe.